So, I'm going to do something of a controversial take. I'm going to speak about Sacha Dhawan as the Master in Doctor Who. Why is this? I think he was the best aspect of Doctor Who with the Jodie Whittaker, who is the first female Doctor. Why? Now, let's get into the Master as a character. John Sim, that many of the modern generation will know as the Master. I did not like his take. I didn't like it whatsoever. If you go back to the original Master, the Tom Baker era, the Master has always been stoic. He has always been jealous of the Doctor. And now, they spoke about this a little bit in The End of Time. That the Master had the drums, and never-ending drum beat. Okay, which was a interesting take that, yes, if you listen to a sound for a long time, it can drive a person mad. It's true. If you listen to... it will drive you mad if you've got it in your head for a long time. It was an interesting concept, I must say. However, and then we get to Michelle, I don't remember the last name, the Scottish actress. That was a great reveal of Peter Capaldi. At that time, me, myself personally, I did not have anything or any problem with the Master being a woman. I thought it was a great episode. With the Cybermen, of course, the Cybermen have got to be in everything. Like John Sim's Master, it was a great reveal. Unfortunately, we got it revealed before it came out. It was the genesis of the Cybermen. And that's where it kind of got a bit loofy for me. When I say loofy, it's a pun on Goofy from Disney. So what do I mean by that? The Master, to play the Master, you have to understand the characteristics of the Master. Okay. Yes, he looked into... it's not the Void, I forget the name. And he went mad and he heard that voice. That voice, that drum beat, the sound of drums, whatever. That was implemented by Rusty Davies. We did not have that beforehand. The Master was contrary to the Doctor. What does that mean? In storytelling, you have a character that is pure, that is good. Let's take Star Wars, Luke Skywalker. The opposite is Darth Vader. You always have an opposite. Like there is the sun, there is the moon. There is right, there is wrong. There is night, there is day. Where there is one, there has to be the other. That's how storytelling works. And for me personally, John Sim went a little bit obscured into that. Where he kind of played a little bit of a buffoon. In my opinion, I love Utopia. I think it's a great episode. Ha! Ha ha ha! Oh, hello! 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 The Master would not be like that. The Master would be more cunning. Be more like, okay, Doctor. Call me by my real name. Not in terms of John Sims. Oh, hello, hello. Call me by my real name. The Master is cunning. The Master is manipulative. The Master is doing everything in his power to survive. That is his character, is survival. I actually compare it to being General Zod in Superman. Because General Zod was a general. Okay, and he wanted power. That's what the master wants, was to be powerful, to live forever. And so was Zod. Kneel before Zod. The kneeling part is a representation of Zod's character in the sense of that you respect him and you have your allegiance to Zod. The master is, in my opinion, something similar. That he wants absolute power to not rule the galaxy. That is not true, but to be respected. But he knows he does not have the willpower nor the actual preference to be that. So what do? You go to the dark side. You go to the other way, because like in Star Wars, the dark side is that you get anything, but you get it quicker. Why? Because it's easier. The light side is more disciplined, therefore things take longer to do. And that is a beautiful concept. But I have to say, going back to the original point, that when Sacha came in, I think he actually did a really, really good job of displaying the master. Don't forget, guys, acting is one thing, storytelling is another. If you're given a script and you don't agree with it, The Last Jedi of Star Wars, Mark Hamill did not agree with the character of Luke Skywalker. He actually openly said it, and then Disney gave him a slap on the wrist and said, "No, you gotta love it. Oh yeah, I really love, Luke, yeah. Titty milk." But I think Sacha was the best part. Okay, and a lot of people were complaining at the time about his race, where he's from. Okay, he's got Indian heritage. I think it's Indian heritage. I didn't care. I saw the look in his eyes. Da Vinci said the eyes are the window to a person's soul. And he had the master, that craziness. Like, okay, doctor, I'm going to do you. No, you're not going to get me again. No, you're not going to win over me again. Because his competition has always been the doctor, right? Two sides of a coin. Going back to that. That's why Michelle, I really loved her when she started out, but when she started to become a bit more, and then eventually, if you know the story, John Sims, I forget the name of the episode, but with the Cybermen, killed her. The master, and even he says it. "Oh, doctor, you'd never mind disguises." Which, okay, you could also say, like, okay, they played on that because this or that, but you're going to get backlash from that because it's been played by a female. So I think that Sacha did a better job than what people think. Now, the reason I'm going into this is the timeless children. It's what killed Doctor Who. Any fan base knows William Hartnell is the first Doctor. Oh, yes. Oh. Patrick Troughton is the second. Sean Pertwee is the third. Tom Baker is the fourth. Peter Davison is the fifth. Colin Baker is the sixth. And Steve McCoy is the seventh. Paul McGann is the eighth. And then, of course, we got Stephen Moffat interfering in every fucking thing, with William Hurt as the War Doctor, Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, and then for me it ends. Because Peter Capaldi gave the greatest speech of all time when he was regenerating. But what I'm trying to say is that I think Sacha did a really, really good job at portraying the master until he's dressing in women's clothing. I think his first appearance is great in, I don't remember the name of the episode. I've got it here, one second. It's not Thomas Children. I remember when on the aeroplane. I think it's a great reveal. I think actually it was good. I think, me personally, I prefer it to John Sim. I just think John Sim was over the top. Too much. Doctor, tough. Alright, the master's not that. Master's stoic. The master plans. The master manipulates. The master finds a way to get into something and try to manipulate the doctor. That's the rule of the character, right? And that's what I think. I could be wrong. You guys can tell me. Let me know.